Stop. Your brain just booted into safe mode. And if you stay here, your life runs on low power. 18 to 25-year-olds who just went through the first big failure, listen. Safe mode protects you, but it blocks your upgrades. You don't need a new system, you need the override. See, you're not broken, you're just buffered, right? And after a hard hit, after your first big failure, your mind basically it dials down risk so you don't touch the fire again, right? But that's not a problem. That's not a problem at all. The only problem is if you stay in that state too long, you end up calling it your personality. And that is something that we don't want. We want to keep moving forward. So, you know, going through a first big failure, after that first hard hit, you know, your brain goes into that safe mode and it basically dials down the risk and it doesn't want you to touch the fire again. And like I'm saying again, that is very, very normal, right? The only problem comes when you stay in that state too long and you don't move forward, you don't take the right actions, and you stay in that state too long, and then after some time, you end up calling it your personality. This is how I am. That's wrong. And then you end up staying in that same place for months, for years, until you get the maturity, and then you move forward. But we don't want to waste time. We want to keep moving forward, right? And I can relate to your pain. I can relate to it because I have been through that first big failure as well. I can understand what your first big failure makes you feel like. You feel lost, you feel devastated, you feel like you've lost all of your motivation. And right now, after your first big failure, you don't know what to do. You can see the road ahead, right? I understand that because I have been through the exact same thing. Literally, I have been through the exact same thing. You know, I was 14 years old when I left my family to go and achieve my dream as a sports person, to achieve my goal as a sports person. Now, I used to live alone at the age of 14, and I used to work every single day. I used to work hard every single day, and this happened for 7 to 8 years straight. I worked hard for 7 to 8 years straight, literally. I got no success at all. I didn't even move one step forward. And the thing is, you know, when I used to look back and I used to look at my family having so much expectations of my of from me, and I used to have a lot of expectations from myself. And when I wasn't getting success, it used to make my heart feel heavy. It used to feel like someone stabbed me in my chest. I mean, it just didn't feel good because when you're working hard for 7 to 8 years straight and you get no success, that is very tough, right? But then I came across rapid neuroscience brain resets, right? That changed my life. That helped me achieve peak motivation and aim even higher in just 24 hours. And then I shared it to my friends who were going through the exact same scenario as I was going through. And I shared it with them, and it changed their life as well. And that's why I decided it was time for me to share it with all of 18 to 25-year-olds who are going through their first big failure. And so that's why I made a detailed course that has detailed rapid neuroscience brain resets. And the course is called the Phoenix Reset, the 24-hour Rise course. The course is specially built for 18 to 25-year-olds that guarantees that in just 24 hours, you will achieve peak motivation and aim even higher after your first big failure. And my whole course is made using neuroscience methods. So the course link is in my description. Make sure you go and check it out. So in this video, I will give you one tip, right, that you can do. And that tip you have to make sure you do right after this video, right? That is very important that you do this tip right after this video. I will give you the tip right now in some time. But all the tips that I give you, right, guys, make sure you do it right after the video because my tips are very short, right? They don't require you a day. They just take some minutes, very less minutes, maybe a minute or 2 minutes. That's it, maximum. Done. And you'll be good to go, right? So right now I will give you the tip. Remember, I have been through the exact same thing. I did the actions and it changed my life. And so it can change yours as well. Only when you take action. So now the neuroscience tip that I want you to do is called the physiological sigh, right? So now what I want you to do is I want you to take two quick inhales, right? So you take one quick inhale and then you top it up with another quick inhale through your nose, right? And then one long exhale through your mouth. And I want you to repeat this for 5 to 8 times, right? For only 5 to 8 times. And then immediately hit a 10-minute action timer, right? Immediately after the inhale and exhale, I want you to hit a 10-minute action timer immediately, right? So now this combo, this will basically pull you out of that safe mode that you were in after your first big failure, right? And what does science say about this? Now let's talk about the science. What is the scientific proof behind this tip that I'm just giving you, behind the physiological sigh and the 10-minute action timer? So the science, neuroscience says that when you do this combo, it basically lowers your CO2, right? It basically lowers your CO2 fast and quiets your thread circuits. So now your planning networks, they come back online, right? I will repeat the scientific tip so that you can understand it and for your convenience, right? So when you do this combo of the inhale and exhale and the 10-minute action timer immediately, so this lowers your CO2 fast and it quiets your thread circuits. So now your planning networks, they come back online. Make sure you do the tip that I just gave you right after this video ends. Only then will you see its effects. And that is just one fast reset. The detailed rapid neuroscience brain reset is in the Phoenix Reset, the 24-hour rise course, specially built for 18 to 25-year-olds that guarantees that in just 24 hours, you will achieve peak motivation and aim even higher after your first big failure. And my whole course is made using neuroscience methods. So the course link is in my description. Flip your brain back to peak drive in just 24 hours. So do this tip today and you'll feel the click. The focus returns, voice gets steady, aim gets higher, not someday, but today itself in just 24 hours. Or you can stay stuck and watch months pass by. We don't want that, right? I've been there. I built the exits, right? So it's very important that you take the actions fast. That is very important. You take actions fast, right? Your first big failure doesn't define you. Your first big failure is a fuel to your next big success. And I believe in that. So just remember this, that your first big failure will never define you, and you can use your first big failure as a fuel to your next big success, and that is only possible when you take actions, or you'll stay stuck in that safe mode. Yeah, you'll stay stuck in that safe mode and you'll watch months pass by, and you'll see your friends becoming successful, your colleagues becoming successful even after their first big failure, and you'll be like, what am I doing here? That's because you're not taking action. So make sure you take action, and I'm 100% sure you'll keep moving in life. And hit the course link in my description and grab the Phoenix Reset, the 24-hour rise course today. And guys, I will see you in the next video. I love you all. Make sure to do the action, and bye.